Let's see what type of music we can make using Minecraft.
Let's import the XP sound. Let's crop the file and fade it out. Let's cut off the high end. Let's try and isolate that note a little more. Okay, there is a reason why this note isn't showing up here. I can still hear the E flat, so I think it's fine. Let's pitch this sound down 2 octaves. Let's add a chorus effect. Let's add a reverb plugin. The lower down I go, the more I hear a major third ring out on top of the original note. This sounds like a really old cathedral bell.
Let's see what type of music we can make using a squeaky toy.
Let's import the squeaky toy.
Let's crop the file.
Since we can see the pitch on our graph here, we can just easily fix it.
Let's cut off the high end a little bit. Let's export the file.
Let's set the root key to G.
Let's crop the sample. Let's turn up our volume. Let's add some reverb.
Let's run this sound through an amp and turn up just the bass.
Now we got a bass guitar. Let's see the type of music we can make using Minecraft.
Let's import the creeper sound. These are the 2 sounds we're going to use. Let's isolate the middle frequencies for a hi-hat. Let's do the same thing for this other sound. Let's do an 808. I haven't done one of those in a while. Let's crop the file and pitch down. Our snare sounds like this. Our snare beat's going to sound like this. Let's change the snare beat so it's this. Let's pitch it up and our hi-hat sounds like this. Let's pitch up the hi-hat a little more. Let's turn the volume up. Let's add a tape delay so it sounds more vintage. Add some reverb, and here's our jazz kit.
Let's see the type of music we can make using a Minecraft villager. I thought this series was just household items. Yeah, it was. Then someone suggested I make a noise out of a cat, and it kind of spiraled out of control from there. It really was the cat's meow, wasn't it? I let myself out.
Let's import the villager sample.
Let's EQ the sound so we get more bass. Let's crop it so we just get 1 pitch. Let's tune the sound.
Let's add an amp so we can isolate the bass.
Let's set the root key to G. Let's run the sound through an amp. It's a bass. You have to run it through an amp. Now I got a bass. Let's see what type of music we can make using a fork scratching a plate. Let's import the plate sample. Usually I would play for you guys what the original sample sounds like, but trust me, none of y'all want to hear that. For those of you who do want to hear what the sample sounds like, here it is. For those of you who don't, I'm going to give you guys 3 seconds to turn your volume down or mute it. 3, 2, 1. Let's crop the sample so we can try and get 1 note.
We can see a pitch. That means we can tune it.
This is why no one likes the sound of a fork scratching a plate or nails on a chalkboard, because look at all the high frequencies here. Let's isolate the pitch, export the plate. Let's crop the file. Let's pitch it down 2 octaves so we get this sound. Let's add some reverb. And now we have a spacey synth. Let's see what type of music we can make using a piano. Let's import the piano, crop it. Let's isolate the low frequencies. Let's add an amp to isolate the bass. Now that we added an amp, we can adjust the frequencies some more. Let's add some distortion. Now let's export the file. I originally was intending to make a bass sound out of a piano, but after hearing the distortion, I feel like a distorted guitar overall is going to sound better. Also, if you like the series, want me to keep going? Want a sound you want me to make? Leave them in the comments. Let's crop the sample. Let's run it through another amp just to boost the sound. It's an electric guitar. You can't not run it through an amp. Let's add some reverb. And now we got a smooth rock and roll style guitar. Let's see the type of music we can make using Minecraft.
Let's import the Minecraft door. Now these are 4 separate sounds. This will be our hi-hat. This one sounds like it could be a tom. This one's our kick. And this will be our snare. Let's add a noise gate to eliminate the quieter sound. Thank you all for the continued support in this series. This is episode 93. And as usual, if you have a sound you might try to make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's pitch down the kick. Let's repeat the process with the snare. Let's turn down the length of our hi-hat and pitch it up. Sounds like this. We're going to import the tom sound 3 different times. It's an 808, so let's turn up the bass. Let's add some reverb, and here's a drum kit.
Let's see the type of music we can make using Minecraft.
Let's import the Blaze spawn sound. Let's crop the file. Let's cut off the low end. This is going to be our hi-hat. Let's crop the Blaze hit. Turn the volume up. That's going to be our snare. And we're going to repeat the process for the Blaze death sound. My next big goal is getting 4,000 watch hours, so go do me a favor and watch some of my long form videos. Let's pitch down the kick and turn down the length. Repeat the process with the snare. Same thing for the hi-hat, except we're going to pitch it up. Add a compressor and some reverb, and here's a drum kit.
Let's see the type of music we can make using Minecraft. Let's import the Minecraft damage sound. There's a pitch here. There's a couple things I want to do. Now it's tuned. Let's make the D last longer. Now it sounds like this. Let's have it fade out. Let's cut off the high end. Let's export the file. Thank you all for the continued support in this series. This is episode 61. And also, thank you guys for 20,000 followers on Instagram. Let's crop the file and set the root key to D. Let's run this through an amp. It's a bass. Of course it's going through an amp. Let's add some reverb. Now I got a bass. Let's see the type of music we can make using Minecraft.
Let's import the creeper explosion sound. This will be a good hi-hat. Let's add a gate to the explosion sound. Here it is now. If you have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's pitch down the explosion sound and turn down the high end. Here's our kick. Let's isolate the middle frequencies for the snare. Let's crop the hat sound. Sound like this. Let's isolate the high end for the hi-hat sound. Let's add a compressor and some reverb, and here's our drum kit.
Let's see what type of music we can make using Minecraft.
That was bound to happen at some point. Let's import the piston sound. Let's crop the file. Here's our first sound. Let's isolate the high mids. This will be our second sound. And we're going to cut off the high end. Make sure to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm 53 subscribers away from 1,000. Let's pitch down the kick. Here's the other sound. Let's take that first sound and pitch it up. Let's turn down the length for the brush sound. Sounds like this. Let's add a compressor, tape delay, and some reverb, and here's our jazz kit.